mean, if you think about it, we have basically been operating exactly the same way as the WoW. We are not actual humans. We don't actually consciously live in that sense, but we still kept trying to survive by all means necessary. Even though we are not actually real. Because like I apply my belief of the real world onto this. That's how I play all my games. In which case I believe that this copying isn't really possible of consciousness. Consciousness cannot be copied into something because it is constantly changing. And it is the soul that is the universe itself. And so what it's doing here basically is just a construct, a program that is mimicking the scan of the person that it was at that time. That's what all these constructs have been, all these AIs basically, if you want. At least from my perspective. I can tell by chat that you guys look at this a little bit differently, which is totally fine. Basically, machine learning thing trained on someone's consciousness. Yeah, exactly. That's how I see it. And as I mentioned earlier, right? Oh, she's completed now. Interesting. If you interact with the AIs we have these days, right? ChatGPT or Grok or whatnot, then they have some sort of personality, right? And they can change the personality according to who you are. And they do this, right? Grok, for example, sort of learns how you speak and write, then it mimics that. And I think this is exactly what this was as well. It's just trying a scan or learning from a scan, whatever it is, that it thinks that your consciousness is, and then it tries to mimic that or reproduce that, but it's still just code. It's not real consciousness. It is just a program. And it might even simulate feelings. I mean, there are a lot of movies that also talked about this, right? Or simulate some sort of experience for who we were while playing the game. But it's like Simon died 100 years ago in Toronto, and that was it for him, in my eyes. It's actually a good point. People notice personality changes from GPT to GPT, from I to A. Yeah, exactly. But they're programmed like this. They're programmed to learn the interactions you have with it. Because I noticed this in ChatGPT, you can delete your data, right? And once I did this, it interacted with me completely differently. So I'm not using ChatGPT anymore anyway because it's woke bullshit, but I noticed that it actually learns from you. All the other Simons just were a sacrifice to a purpose, but they were all Simon. This is why I disagree. Me personally. If the body died, that is true, but then the consciousness left the body. Went back into the higher planes, right? Much like this is exactly what's happening in real life. When you die, you'll just leave your body behind, but your consciousness, your soul if you want, moves into the higher planes and then chooses what it's gonna do after that. Either it incarnates again on Earth or does some other thing. Like your soul is eternal and consciousness is part of it. Consciousness basically, in my eyes, is just the understanding of where you are in a given space. And the soul gives life into that, so to speak. And so this is what I mean that the Simons that were scanned aren't actually Simon as they are, they're just programs. And we were basically playing the program. Now for the program itself, it might even feel like it is real. That I can't know. Nobody can ever know because we can't be a program, right? So it could feel like it is real. And that's why they had these experiences. But from the bird's eye view, I think it isn't.